Welcome to Are We Old? The show featuring two comedians getting nostalgic and tackling life's toughest question, Are we old? Here's your hosts, Mike Finoia and Charles McBee.
I think we're going. Yeah, we are.
We're going.
Hello, everybody. As you can see, our backgrounds are a tad different. That's because we're on location, on the road. Life of a comedian. It is Are We Old? I am Mike Finoia, one of your hosts.
And I am Charles McBee, one of your other hosts.
How are you,
What's up,
Charles?
everybody? I'm good, Mike. How are you?
I'm okay, my man.
Okay is good.
Loving all the comments and all the reactions and stuff from our fans. Thank you, guys. And if you're not already, follow us on @AreWeOld on all the socials. Patreon.com/AreWeOldPodcast. You can email us at areweoldpodcast@gmail.com. And our phone number, 478-420-0690, where you can call and leave us a message and say, hey, you guys remember this? Does this bother you? Does that bother you? We love getting the calls.
And the answer is always yes. Yes, it
emails.
does.
The answer is yes. You're never alone. How is the West Coast, my friend?
West Coast, West Side. It's beautiful, man. Listen, when anybody says, oh, they moved from the East Coast to the West Coast and they never moved back. Yeah, I get it. And I love New York. I love New York. I need New York. We all need unique New York. But here's the thing. I get it. All right. There's a reason that there was a gold rush back in the 1800s or whatever. There's a reason that there was a great migration out here. It's so beautiful. The second you walk out the front door, you just smell endless possibilities. No matter what the reality is.
Is that what that smell is?
It smells like possibilities. In New York, we call that piss. But here, it's possibilities.
In New York, it's endless pissabilities.
Pissabilities. Exactly.
But in
Seattle is gorgeous, man.
Possibilities.
Hills, as far as the eye can see. You're going to get your workout. My ass is firm. You could bounce a quarter off of it, my friend.
Whoa, baby. That's a workout.
It's great. I mean, it's just hills and hills and hills, but it's great. It's a beautiful town. I love Seattle.
I love the Pacific Northwest. I don't get out there enough. It's a beautiful part of the country. I don't know how long you're out there for, buddy, but if you could get up into like Olympic National Park or see some of like there's beautiful like rainforest type stuff up that way, which is just like out of this world.
Yeah.
One of my favorite concert venues is the Gorge, which is a couple hours, hour and a half, I think, north of Seattle in a town called George, Washington.
Okay.
And it's gorgeous. It's an outdoor amphitheater that is set right on the Columbia River. So it's like you look backstage and the river just cuts right through and the stage is set up right on the water. Dynamite. Oh my God, it's so nice.
Yeah, man. Any place where, and I feel like West Coast is like this, any place where you can be in a different climate, you could be in a different scenery, and you could do that if you go upstate in New York and stuff like that. But a lot of times, New Yorkers, we don't even consider outside of the we don't even think that outside of 5 boroughs exists in New York. Like New York's a state also? I don't understand.
Yeah. The Bronx might as well be Maine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, anytime you could be in a rainforest and you're still on U.S. soil, and then also be in a city, and then also be, hiking on a hill or a mountain or whatever. It's just it's great. And the people are super friendly. The show had a show last night. It was phenomenal. People are
nice,
incredible, amazing, all the things. So yeah, love it out here.
Good. I want to say a huge thanks to everybody in Chicago who came out, packed the place up, dude. I had fun shows. You were just there too.
That's
Sandy's is the best. Like, for those of you that are listening that are like, coming from maybe not the comedy avenue to our worlds, we travel the world and the country and whatever, and we tell jokes and stay in hotels and so on and so forth. And some clubs are and some clubs are
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So we won't say who the latter is, but Zany's in Chicago is one of those top tier classic rooms where like right before you're hitting the stage, you're thinking about like who else has been on that stage, and the crowds are smart and the staff's incredible. And when the staff's having a good time, you know that the crowd's having a good time.
Right.
And that's like, they're so cool. And it's an honor to do that room. And Chicago's just what a great city.
It's a
So
great town.
yeah,
Chicago. Hell of a town.
hell of a town. But we were both there recently, and
Yeah.
we're a little road dogging it lately, my man.
Well, that's what we signed up for.
You loving it?
I am loving it. It's great.
You like the road?
I like the road. Well, listen. The road is a lot like New York City. All right? It's the same, but it's different depending on what you're doing, where you are in the trajectory of
Where you're staying.
where you're trying to get to. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, there's been plenty of road stories where I'm like, I hate the road. I never want to see a road ever again. Put me in a field. I don't want to see a street sign. I don't want anything to do with the road, right? And then you grind it out and this and that. But then there's those moments where you're like, I love the road. This is why I got into this. This is incredible. This is amazing. And so it's this run of this like tour has been the latter. It's been great. It's really
You're killing it, dude. I'm so happy for you, and you deserve it, and you're hilarious, and it's good that it's all happening when it should, and you did it right and planned for it, and it's great.
Thanks, buddy. Where are you headed? You're headed somewhere soon.
I'm going to. This will be over by the time. The Comedy Attic in Bloomington, Indiana. Yet another incredible room, run by a fellow deadhead, and I will be able to report after. I'm going to Golden Gate Park on Saturday, Charles, for one day to go see the 60th anniversary celebration of the Grateful Dead, my favorite band.
Awesome.
Has been around for 60 years. They're playing 3 nights at Golden Gate Park. I can only make one because I already had shows booked, and I'm not going to prioritize anything over work. So I got to take the weekend. Would I like to be there for all 3? Of course, but I'll be happy with one. My friends are already going to be out there, so they'll have the lay of the land figured out. They're anticipating 60,000 people a day.
Incredible.
At Golden Gate Park. So I'm very happy, very excited. And then I'm heading in for a quick concert, heading back. So, but then a ton of road with Ron White coming up in the fall, which will be great. So all my dates are at MikeFinoia.com.
There we
know
go.
Charles is at
CharlesMcBee.com.
.com. Hey,
yes.
May I ask you, and am I old?
Sure.
I think we need to start potentially going, am I old or just a jerk? You're in and out of hotels right now. You're spending a lot of time in airports, a lot of time. We live circus hours, okay? We sleep when people are awake. We're awake when people are asleep.
Right.
Sometimes I have to remember when I'm being annoyed that I used to be the annoyer, not the annoyed. Speaking of concerts, we used to pack 10, 12 in a room and just drink beers till the sun came up and do drugs and giggle and laugh and roll out of town that day. And there was some guy, me now, in his 40s alone in that room. His family's back home, and all he wants to do is just go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And you hear kids being kids kidding it up. And I'm like, do I bang on that wall? Do I call down to the front desk and go, what is going on down the hall? There are people. Do I really want to be that guy? And what if I do that? What's going to happen? They're going to be quiet for a minute, and then they're going to get their revenge. Now I'm already 3 cycles deep into shaming myself for not being fun anymore. But have you ever had this desire to like stick your head out the window and tell kids to stop running down the hall or to shut up or is it just me?
The desire, absolutely.
Okay.
You always have the desire. I look at it though as, at least for me, the way I always made sense. It depends on the hotel, and depends on the star rate level of the hotel and the ranking of the hotel. So if I'm at a, if I'm lucky enough to be in a nice high end, I better be able to hear a rat piss on cotton. You understand? I'm paying good money here. What are we doing, right?
Yes.
But if I'm at a Red Roof Inn, hey buddy, buckle up, Buttercup. You're gonna
Buckle up. Good point.
You're
Very good
gonna
point.
hear some stuff. So I just go by that. It's just like, listen, I chose to be at a Holiday Inn Express in Akron, Ohio. Yeah. Here we go.
Okay. Makes sense.
It just is what it is.
Because I tend to go ahead.
Even at those hotels, even if you call down to the front desk, they're gonna be like, "Hey, stop being a little snitch."
Yeah, they're gonna call those kids and go, "Hey, the guy next door said be louder."
Right.
The guy next door said he can't hear you.
Yeah.
There was one time recently, a couple of years ago, I was in a hotel where there was like a hockey tournament, like a high school hockey tournament, and I think it might have been in Illinois. And it was like every high school team in Illinois was like staying at this hotel. And dude, they were like, first of all, playing like hallway hockey, which,
oh my gosh,
maybe not high school kids, maybe middle school or whatever. I don't know what they're called, squirts or whatever the heck, like the name for Little League. They're playing like hockey in the hall. That I didn't care about. That was great. I'm like, good for them, whatever. Then they start doing this like knocking on the door and running, like mischief nighting the hotel.
Yeah.
And man, I'm telling you, that was me till I was like 19, dude. But just the minute you knock on my door, now you know what I'm doing. And I was standing by the door with my eye at the peephole, waiting to just open it when they went to knock. But then when I grab them, I'm like, what am I going to do? Now I just have them.
What are you going to do?
What am I going to do?
Kidnap them, drag them in,
call
into
their
your
mom.
hotel room?
What room are you in? You call your parents right now. They'd be like, what? So yeah, there's been a couple times where I've wanted to, like, if they're banging on doors, I'm like, cut it out. And I like yell.
Yeah.
But man, it does get to a point where sometimes you just lay awake in bed. You've got one more day in that hotel. And you're just like, I'm that guy. And that silence gets more silent and the loneliness gets more lonely. And you're just like, oh my God, I hate everyone but me. But I also hate myself right now in this situation a lot.
I don't think there's anything wrong with being, there's nothing wrong with being that guy. And there's also nothing wrong with reflecting on yourself back when you were a kid and going, yeah, I was a little shit for doing that.
I was a total jerk.
We were kids, but at the same time, you go, "Oh yeah, maybe this is my comeuppance now."
This is karma, dude. This is hotel karma. Yes,
because it doesn't mean that what they're doing is good or not or okay, but it doesn't mean that you feeling that way is bad or wrong. It's like, yeah, this is a hotel. I pay money to stay here. I should be able to relax and not have kids terrorizing the hallway. But such is life. I guess
such is life is right. And I mean, like, it's that thing of like, you got to kind of like maybe give them a look when you walk down the hall and maybe go like, but then what am I doing? Like, what's the purpose? I guess that's what I'm starting to do is think about step 2 instead of acting on step 1.
Yeah. What's
going to happen?
What's the end goal here? What are you expecting? Where are you willing to take this?
And I also go like, what if someone did that to me when I was this little bastard? Like, what if someone called dude, did you guys used to have parties in hotels?
Yeah. But again, and this is my logic. We had parties at the Red Roof Inn. So it's like,
tough.
It's almost like that's what it's there for.
You're right.
Sorry, you decided to have your honeymoon at the Red Roof Inn. I'm sorry, but you're at the Red Roof Inn. Like, you know. But yeah, no, you're right. For me, it's more like I've had, situations where it's not necessarily kids, but it's just a party in general. Like it's just like I forget where I was. I don't know where I was. Maybe it was Atlanta or somewhere like that. And me, because I'm paying for my own stay,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going for what's the deal? What deal can I get? Come on, Expedia.
Yeah.
Let me know what's I used to have this rule or this guideline for myself. If I'm with a girl, if like my lady or whatever, it's to the moon, baby. We're living it up. But if it's just me, put me in a Greyhound bus station if it's cheaper. I don't care, right? That's how I used to
Wow.
be. That's how I used to be.
Used to be.
And then I learned my lesson. And I
Yeah.
was like, you know what? Mm-mm-mm-mm.
Oh, Charles, the lessons we learn.
The lessons we learned, man. Because it was like, it was like a whole part. I think it was after a concert or some event that where a lot of people were in town for that event. It was for my show, actually. Everybody was in town. No, I'm just kidding.
Perfect.
Yeah, right.
CharlesMcBee.com for dates.
Yeah, exactly. But everybody was in town for this concert event. But the hotel I was at ended up being like this after party spot or whatever, and it was like down the hall, and I was just like, oh no, oh god.
Yep.
So yeah, it was one of those things, and and these weren't kids, so I'm not saying a gosh darn thing to anybody. I'm in another town, and I'm gonna go roll up on some ghetto adults smoking weed down the hall. No, you got it. You guys got it. I'll put on my earbuds and just thank
Count
you
to
and good night.
100.
Exactly.
Yep. I remember one time, speaking of bringing your lady and all that, and unfortunately my wife learned this the hard way, but brought her with me to do a gig, I think in Albany. And we got put at the Red Carpet Inn.
Oh, wow.
Anytime you get a hotel where it's a metal key and you enter from the parking lot, you're in trouble. People live there. Bodies have been dragged out of the back window. There has been, evidence washed out of the tub. Sleep with your shoes on type thing, right?
Yeah, right.
It had 2 single beds, so we each laid on one, and we heard the guy behind us, and the company that he hired to spend time with him that evening.
The lady of the evening.
A lady of the evening, and our lamp was shaking, and we're just laughing. We got like 3 or 4 phone calls. People call, hung up, call, hung up, call, hung up. I call the front desk. I go, why do you keep calling my room and hanging up? And they go, we don't call the rooms. It must have been somebody looking for someone who was staying here before. And I go, how would they know? And they go, we have people that stay for like a month, a year.
Yeah.
So then a car pulls into the parking lot. Automatically, I think they're coming to kill us. So I told her to go to sleep, and I sat with a lamp in my hand and the cord wrapped around my fist in case I needed to like kill someone that was trying to enter. And I sat at the foot of her bed. I Googled, when does the sun come up in Albany?
Oh, hilarious, bro.
And I just sat there looking at her, looking at the door. I'd nod off for a sec, pop back up. Minute she woke up, I was like, we're going home. We're going home. And then I told the club, I'm like, don't you ever put anybody else ever again in that room. That was atrocious. The worst time ever. That was the worst one ever. And I've been in a lot of bad ones.
That's the now I'm having a brain fart. What's the movie? With
Deliverance?
What's his face? I'm having a complete total brain fart. The guy, he was married to Angelina Jolie. They drunk each other's blood.
Oh, Jesus. Yes. Now I'm having a brain fart.
Right. Yep. Sorry, folks. God. This is just where we are.
Yeah.
Where that
What's
one? You
the
know
name of that movie?
You know the movie though.
478-420-0692. Yes. No, I know what you're talking about.
But there's a scene where he's like, I think trying to protect the kid or whatever, and you just see him sit on the bed, staring out the window, and then the sun just slowly rising.
That was
Up.
my life,
That
buddy.
was you.
That was the Albany version of that.
Yeah.
I sat
Yeah.
there with a lamp in my hand. Ugh.
My ex, I remember I got booked in Hershey, Pennsylvania.
Yay.
And I got stayed at was it a holiday? It might have been a Holiday Inn or whatever. And it was one of these gigs where it was supposed to be like we went there, and then we were supposed to go, I think it might have been the Poconos. I think it was the Poconos. We were supposed to go somewhere else after that. But that other gig that was going to be like the sweet gig got canceled. So then it was just the Hershey gig. So then I'm telling her, like, look, I know you were excited about we were going to have fun at the other thing, but that got canceled. And I'm like, you don't have to come with me this is going to be a shit gig.
Hell weekend, yeah.
And she did not interpret, whenever I would say things like that, as men, we think that we're helping by keeping you from something, ladies, but then you're interpreting it as, so you don't want me to go with you? So why don't you want me to go with you? Oh, so you don't love me? So you don't what? It's like, no. I just know what this is, and I only want you to experience rose petals and butterflies, and don't want you to experience what we actually go through. Also, you've never been with me on an away game, and I don't want your first experience to be, so this is what?
Yep.
This is what I'm in with?
And also you see the conversation a day and a half from now where you're going, I told you not to come. I listen, this is what I need to do to work. Sometimes it's not glamorous.
Right.
I'll bring you on the Aruba gig.
Right.
But maybe you don't want to come to Pittsburgh. No offense to Pittsburgh.
Nope.
But you know what I mean. It's not Aruba.
Yeah. They didn't get it. And so now not only am I thinking about, so now not only do I have the gig, because normally it'd be like, whatever, I'm gonna go do the gig. Who cares? Go do this gig, in and out. Not to say that people of Hershey, Pennsylvania were lovely, but the gig in of itself wasn't the best.
Not very lucky.
Accommodations, but the people were great. Anyway, but normally in gigs like that, you're like, get in, get out, do your thing, whatever. But now with her there, it's like, oh man, I don't want to see me struggling in front of 30 people or whatever this gig is, and blah blah blah. And then we get to the hotel, and of course it's the room where it's the old school AC unit in the wall or whatever.
In the wall. Ugh.
In the wall with the window above it, and you walk in, and I'm like, man, it's super humid in here, because it was a super humid day that day. Like, super humid in this room. Turn on the AC, and it's like, okay, got the AC going. Of course, it's making all kind of ungodly noises, and then I'm looking at her like, huh? And then
warm in here, huh?
War. And then for some reason, like, I'm like, it's not getting any cooler, and I'm like, what's going on? I feel the cooler. The AC's half not even in the wall. Like, you can literally, outside is coming in, like, if inside. So it's just like I'm shoving towels from the bathroom just to keep outside. And I'm looking at her like, hey, maybe we'll go to Dolly World later or something.
Living your dream is a nightmare.
Oh God.
It's the worst. It's really the worst. And that's where you get to know the character of your significant other too.
Yeah.
If they could laugh at it with you, great. But boy, there are some certain times where you see a look and you're like, one of these days, hopefully in 10 to 30 years, we'll be at the Four Seasons. But
well, notice you started your story with my wife and I. I started my story with my ex.
Hey, you know what? I get it. I totally
so
get it.
We learned the character of both.
It's so funny that happens, man, and it's just nuts. Now, Seattle has a lot of culture that we grew up with. Are you
a lot of culture.
Were you a grunge gee? Were you a grunge girl?
So I'm not going to sit here and act as if I know the ins and outs or the depth of the history of it. I learned a little bit of it, but I was a straight up and down MTV back when MTV was MTV grunge head via that. So when
Course.
like Nirvana hit the scene, black kid in Toledo, Ohio was like, this ish is incredible. Who the
Nice.
freak is Kurt Cobain? Like it really like had a big effect. And of course Stone Temple Pilots and like everybody, all of them, Pearl Jam. It was just like that's just back when, again, we say it as jokingly, but it's seriously back when MTV was MTVing.
I know.
And it was like just you could really I think it had a lot to do with my appreciation of music as a whole, because you weren't trapped in this bubble. You just got everything, and you got to experience all these different things. So not only was I listening to gangster rap from the West Coast and hip hop, New York hip hop and down south and this and that, and even the Janet Jackson and Michael Jackson or whatever, but it was just like, oh wait, what's this sound? What is this? Everybody's wearing flannel and everybody's like stage diving off, and everybody's depressed and like what's going on, but it sounds incredible. Like, what is this? And so I became a huge grunge head, I guess, in that sense.
Yeah, and you know what's really cool too about that, man? And that's a really great point about MTV. I'd say the only thing potentially similar now to compare it to would be like the NPR Tiny Desk concerts that they have, but like MTV Unplugged.
Oh yeah,
was huge, dude. And I mean, Alice in Chains MTV Unplugged, Nirvana MTV Unplugged, were two of, like, to this day, my favorite. And I look,
absolutely,
out of all of those bands, like, I got heavy into, I was always a music lunatic, but I liked Alice in Chains. I liked Soundgarden.
Yeah.
Those were my favorite Seattle bands, because there was a thing about like everybody loved Nirvana. So it was kind of like a too cool for school kind of, I loved Nirvana. Did I make it known that I love Nirvana? Yeah, sort of. My blue Converse Chuck Taylor All-Stars that the canvas sneaks that, I colored, and, I, the flannel that was a double XL when I was maybe a boy's medium, right?
Right.
Wallet chain connected to nothing, like we've discussed, right? My long hair, sadness for no real reason. But yeah, I remember Unplugged being like, wow, to see those bands in that pared down, clean sounding. So great. Alice in Chains Unplugged is, like, to this day,
incredible.
I could listen to it constantly. Also, though, you're right, from a music video perspective, right?
Mm-hmm.
Remember how great some of those? Do you remember the video for Black Hole Sun?
Get
Soundgarden.
Easily
one of the best videos of all time.
All time.
Yep.
All time, bro. I was transfixed. I was mesmerized by that video.
Love
the doll,
that video.
The doll just melting away.
The lady's face that would just go like, grow, and
bro, mwah.
Such a great video. And Chris Cornell, like, they
were
all
videos were videos.
They really, yeah. I mean, it's kind of amazing to think about what now videos mean.
Right.
Back then it was like, I mean, you hired a director and you had a set and you had it was an entire thing.
Art direction. There were many films. They were just
MTV premiere, music video premiere, dude.
Right.
And it was like, oh my God. Like, you would wait around. You'd be like, oh, did Pearl Jam's got a new video coming out? And you'd like wait for it.
Yep.
That Black Hole Sun video is like, I mean, honest to God, top 5 best videos of all time.
All time. And and here's the thing too, because the music video, it was euphoria when the level of the video matched the level of the song, because the song is so great.
Exactly.
So when the two are just both iconic. Is you can't. It gets no better than that.
No, absolutely. REM was some of my favorite videos too back then. Like very like minimalist. I remember the video for Stand, REM, and they're just jumping up and down, and it's just like whatever. It's just like 10 people in a room jumping, but it's like, that seems fun. In the beginning, I'm like, this is corny. And then at the end, I'm like, I wish I had friends to jump in a room with. You know? Jimi Hendrix, though, is
Hendrix is Seattle.
Now, see, that to me is way more important. If it was like go to the Nirvana house, the Soundgarden house, the Pearl Jam house, the Jimi Hendrix house, and I only had time to visit one house.
Well, even they would go to
exactly, and that's the thing that I think is like, Seattle's got like just a really downright unique vibe to it that like the music all the way back to. I mean, it's just so there's a weird like tragedy kind of looming, that dark kind of cloudy, rainy sadness. Hendrix dies at 27. Cobain dies at 27. The dudes from like, damn, what's the name of that other band? I know they were like in Temple of the Dog, and they were the ones that were celebrating his life. One of their like elder friends passed away early on too in that scene. Bunch of them did. Lane Staley. Yeah, tons of death in that like music pocket up there.
Yeah. You know what's funny too? I was talking to a good buddy of mine. I don't know if you remember Jackie Furback. She's great comic. She's out here, and she's from here. And she was just telling me, that thing about like Seattle is just rainy and cloudy. It's like the best kept secret. It's just like, during the winter, but if that's all you hear about Seattle and you don't visit, you don't know how pristinely crystal clear the water is and like how gorgeous it is. So you're just like, it's just this dark cloud hovering over Seattle.
It's place,
like, no, it's like a few months of that, and then even that I'll still take that over a New York winter.
Do I hear something about like, is there a little bit of Charles wants to move to Seattle? Is this what I'm hearing?
There's plenty of places I'd like to move to if it were not for comedy and
I know.
career.
I wish that New York was the Great Lakes.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I wish like the cellar was on like a dock near Lake Michigan or something. There's a movie that has always kind of been a little bit of like a closet favorite of mine. I don't want to call it a favorite, but it's like always a date night movie. If it comes on, I'm definitely not shutting it off.
All right.
And it takes place in Seattle.
I might know what you're talking about. I might know. Is it staying awake in Seattle? Is it
Yeah, it is. Tom Hanks, Meg Ryan.
Can't beat a Tom Hanks, Meg Ryan.
I mean, way before they got mail.
Yeah.
They were sleepless in Seattle.
And
it was sad. There was a kid involved. There was
Rosie O'Donnell's in it.
Rosie O'Donnell before she was Betty on in the Flintstones.
Yeah.
Before she's, pretty crazy. I never told anybody in my young years that I really like that movie. But if that movie came on, I'd watch it. Once I knew I had a girlfriend that I was maybe kind of like, once she circled yes on the note, will you go out with me? And it came time to rent a movie. I'd go, let me surprise you. I'll go to the Tommy K's and I'll rent a movie. Always Sleepless in Seattle. And they would go, oh, how romantic. I love this movie. Guess what, Charles? I'm going to let you in on a secret. It was for me.
Yeah.
It was for me.
Of course. And here's the thing, too. A good movie is a good movie.
Right. And it's a good movie.
You're talking to a guy who his favorite sitcom of all time is The Golden Girls. A good show is a good show.
You get it.
A good movie
This is why we can talk like this, buddy. Where were you then?
It's a good movie. Sleepless in Seattle. Let's go back for a bit. So, like, Tom Hanks has a kid. Wife passes away before the movie starts, right?
We never get to know her.
We never get to know her. He's raising the kid. And this is how 90s this movie is. This is why I love these movies, because it just is a time capsule in time before the world started changing every 3 seconds. Here's there's a call-in radio show, right? Back when call-in radio shows was still a thing. And Meg Ryan hears Tom Hanks call in, or the boy calls into the boy calls into the radio station,
and Tom Hanks gets on, says what he says,
and Meg hears it and has this epiphany because
she's in a not happy situation.
Yeah, and says,
which, by the way, head over heels in love with Meg Ryan at this point in my life.
Oh yeah,
yeah, and I don't know
who was it. Yeah, she's
I don't know, but then the boy and his little girlfriend take it upon themselves to play matchmaker, and by sheer force of will and the U.S. Postal Service and Atlantic Bell,
of course,
the connections start being made, and Meg Ryan starts to catch feelings for this story. Her friend Rosie O'Donnell's like, I don't know about this at first, and then kind of, turns. But she's starting to think like, I got to see this through. I got to check this out. So she takes a trip to Seattle, figures out where this dude lives. By the way, dope house. Remember?
Very dope house. Hey, on the water.
On the water, pretty much all glass, right? Meanwhile, he's trying to, people are setting him up with various different. It's time for him to move on.
Move on, right? And he doesn't want to at first, yeah.
And just the you're right, the time capsule of it all, where you can like look back and go like, they did this without the internet. Well,
there's no social media. I think maybe did they order plane tickets on? There was computer. I remember the little girl like somehow like got on there,
had the computer, or whatever.
And she pretended to be her dad or used her dad's credit card. Something where I remember that scene watching as a kid going, there's no way in hell.
Yes.
No way. This is the part where I was like, this is unrelatable completely.
100%.
Everything else is believable, but these kids doing this and living, I couldn't fathom.
I remember being like, her parents have a credit card. I was like, can I do this with a JCPenney's layaway card?
Oh God.
No, I just remember seeing, and it was so fun. And then a big trip to Manhattan happens, and we don't want to ruin it for whoever maybe hasn't seen it.
People who haven't seen it.
But the thing I liked about it too, Charles, that made it endearing to me a little bit was like the way that it would show the map.
Yeah.
It would show the planes jumping from coast to coast.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. And then the song that was like, make somebody happy. Just want someone happy. That was like croonery alcoholic songs.
Yeah.
That are so like romantic, but also doesn't take a lot of talent to sing. So that movie to me. So say hi to Seattle for me, I guess is my point, Charles.
It's a great film. And I loved also the father-son duo was great. The argument that they had, it was always funny, super funny to me. There was a scene that always made me laugh. That wasn't even necessarily that crazy, but it was just made me chuckles when like the kid is in his bedroom with the girl, and Tom Hanks comes in and is just like, what's going on here? And they're like, whatever. And then he like, as Tom Hanks leaves, he first closes the door, but then he like pushes it back open. Like,
do you remember they were in a chair and they did this? They like turned their back to Tom Hanks. They were in like a tourney chair.
Yeah.
And they were like, they kind of like were like, shut the door when you leave. And they turned around like this, which was, I thought that scene was so funny. That kid had a lot of character.
A lot. Yeah. A lot.
He was super cool.
Another moment where I was like, unrelatable. The next scene would be me getting tossed through a window.
Yes.
All that glass, that glass house, just see me, Meg Ryan's across the water looking, gazing, and next thing you know, she just sees me flying through a window. Yeah.
Yeah. I was watching that going, they have doors in their house?
Yeah,
Credit
right.
cards and doors?
Like,
No,
what's
but
going on?
that's super cool. And I'm glad you're out there, and I'm glad you're
Can I
crushing
fan
it.
out for 2 seconds? Just give a
Please.
big shout out. Dave Grohl. Can we I mean, this is go with me here. Speaking of another Seattle, even though it was fiction, Kelsey Grammer.
You're the
started one of my favorite sitcoms of all time. The Kelsey Grammer, Frasier. But starts in Kelsey Grammer, first show Cheers, leaves Cheers, great career Cheers, does another show, another iconic show, right? Frasier. Dave Grohl essentially does the same thing with rock bands.
Yep. He Frasiered music.
Frasiered music.
Never thought about that.
Nirvana, it's Nirvana. Obviously the tragic death, Kurt Cobain, but it's like Nirvana after. It's like, how do you even, and then he was the drummer. So it's just like, yeah, he was Nirvana, but like, you're not the front guy, right? Come on. Oh,
could have very easily, Charles, lived off of Nirvana checks.
Yeah.
Comfortably.
Mm-hmm.
But no. Says, I'm gonna be the front man.
I'm gonna put the cape on now. It's time for me. I got it, coach. I'll put the game on my back.
And possibly in this time of whatever music is, and I'm old, and this is going to sound old, is there really a lot of rock and roll these days? I don't know.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
Dave Grohl is one of maybe 2 or 3 that it's keeping that candle lit. He is a rock star, dude. Rock star. Rocking out with a broken leg. Plays with everybody. Can jump on the drums right now and be better than most drummers.
Mm-hmm.
Then picks up the guitar and screams and yells and sings like a champ.
Great song. I mean, brilliant songwriter, brilliant musician. I mean, he's just a beast. He's a beast.
And he seems like a real cool dude to chill with. He's a guy who's like, I'd love to go to like a barbecue at his house.
Yeah, he just always, the fact that he was, especially coming up with us being comics, even as kids, we related to, he's funny too. So also, cool. Another music videos always meant there was always something. It was artistic. There was always a theme. It was always, he was hilarious. It was
the
great.
Mentos. Remember the Futos? Yep, Big Me.
Mm-hmm.
So good.
It's great.
Makes you think how old that song actually is. You know, It made me feel, without getting into a total wormhole, and we can get on this another time, it made me feel old when Green Day was accepted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I was like, there's no way they're old enough.
Come on, what are you talking about?
And they are, which makes us so old. I watch baseball now, Charles, and I'm like, those kids weren't even born when I graduated college.
The fact that they're kids now. The fact that they're kids. I did a benefit for the Mets organization. And so I got to meet the players and it was cool. But I was like looking at these they're kids.
Children. Children. And you want to go, can I have $11 million, please? Please. And they go, hold on.
Yeah, sure.
Nothing.
Sure, mister.
Sure, mister. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your service. I don't know. Where were you, in Vietnam? I'm like, buddy, I'm 45. That's old.
Unbelievable.
Well, buddy, you travel safe. You make them laugh. And we got to start. I'm excited to get back into the studio. And then we got to get out on the road together and make them chuckle. We'll be doing a couple shows together soon.
That's right.
August and November.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right. Massachusetts.
That's right. And then Joyzy.
Joyzy. That's right.
NJ. Well, thank you everyone for listening, and send us emails, send us phone calls. We love hearing them. Keep commenting. And Charles, why don't you tell them what they should do?
Stay young, my friends.